Alright, Farmington, thanks for listening. Let's fly through this. I can add and subtract polynomials. Moral of the story is this is adding polynomials by combining like terms. So this is just a bunch more practice of adding polynomials because there's like two things we need to make sure you do not screw up. So I'll show you those two things. The other trick is to always write your answer in standard form. Decreasing exponents. Remember, we'll look for the biggest degree and then start from there. So biggest degree is what I'm talking about here. I see 8x squared, 8x cubed right here. I've done this problem already. That is the largest one I see. Oh, don't forget this 2x cubed here. I circle and include the sign in front of it so I know that that's a 10x cubed. Okay? And then from there, I just got to keep moving on. What that means is my next degree is 3x squared. And this minus 5x squared, so 3 minus 5 is minus 2x squared. So this is combining like terms. Because these are the same degree of power, there is a plus here, I can just combine them. Negative 7 apples plus 4 apples is negative 3 apples. So maybe x stands for apples in this problem. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Plus 12 minus 5 is going to be plus 7. So this is your polynomial. Now this is written in decreasing order in terms of the power or the exponent. So degree 3, then degree 2, degree 1, degree 0. Alright? That's what you're looking for when you're combining like terms. The second one here, I go through that. I see an x squared, an x cubed, x cubed is definitely my biggest one. And actually, that one's written by itself here, so I don't have to do any thinking. So I like to include, if I only have one color, I do circles and squares. Okay? Right there, 3x squared minus 2x squared is just an x squared. Okay? One thing you might want to do, you can go back and scribble these out because you know you're done with them once you use them. Alright, now what do I got left? I got a minus 7x and a minus 9x, so that's going to be minus 16x. If you got one color, maybe you want to do that, and then plus 20. Alright, so that's what I would do if I had one color. Hey, it's pretty simple. Alright, you just got to make sure you keep the terms in order. Alright, you can't just add an x squared to an x. Okay, this is what you got to be able to do. So, here's our two methods. Horizontally, so that's kind of what we were just doing. So we lined them up where all the terms are straight across. One thing that might help is some people, when they see this, this is a 1 in front of this and a 1 here. So you don't have to distribute that 1. When it's adding, it's really easy to just add whatever's there. So some people will write this as 4x squared plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 2x minus 2 plus 1. Alright, that's something you'll see that's kind of common, and then they'll put the x squareds together. So then it's 6x squared plus 5x minus 1. Okay, when it's adding, it's pretty easy. Make sure you see that sometimes we'll put numbers in front of these, and then you got to distribute them through, whether they're positive or maybe a negative 3. But we're not doing that to you right now. We're just starting with the basics. So don't get screwed up by that. The other way to do it is standard form. So these are the same equations here as up here. We just brought them down. Some people like to add vertically. Okay, so this goes back to our standard form that we kind of did where we're getting things crossed out, but the sign is plus. So I could just add vertically here. Make sure this is out of the way. So 4 plus 2 is 6x squared. 3 and 2 is 5x. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Notice we have the same answer as right here in red. Okay. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. You just got to make sure you line these up. Alright, so they're lined up vertically. Putting like terms into columns. So I tried writing the columns in here in blue. Now they're a little bit black. Or you can regroup them where you put the x squares together, then the x's. Then finally, that'd probably be a plus, a negative 2. Okay? Whatever helps you think of keeping things straight. So let's try some examples. So these are additions. Okay, so we're in the back already. This might be the world's fastest note video. So I'm going to do an example of each one. So this first one here, I'm just going to write it here. 2x squared minus 7x minus 5. And then I'm just going to get rid of it. Line them up. Add. 3 plus 2 is 5x squared. Minus 4x minus 7 is minus, not 7. What did I screw up? Minus 4x. Ooh. Good thing Mr. Hooper's not doing this right. Okay. So I would maybe have to reorder it. So this one would have been minus 7x squared plus 2x minus 5. Okay. Here's what I did. I had to realign these up so that you can see the x squareds are there, the x's are there. Okay. You can do that. Reordering is just an operation of or addition property where you can just reorder it if it's all inside the parentheses together. So I do that. 3 minus 7 is negative 4x squared plus 2x minus 2x. This is a problem that's screwing me up a lot. Plus 3. Okay, once I got them lined up here, that was pretty easy to do. That's a little bit tricky. This one, they don't have them in order again. But I can see that I can just combine them. So I'd go with this 5x squared minus 3x squared is 2x squared. Okay, plus 6 minus 3 is going to be plus 3x. And then I have plus 4 minus 3 is plus 1. Whatever helps you. Now here's the deal. We said adding and subtracting. So subtracting now. Subtracting polynomials by distributing the negative term. Okay, some of you guys are making mistakes on your quizzes, but you got to distribute, they're talking about this negative sign to all of these. Okay, that's how they get, real quick here, that's how you get this minus 3x plus x minus 5. Okay, it's from that negative 1. So then you can see this is that regrouping I talked about and putting the parentheses around. They regrouped them all together before they combined them in their final answer. Okay, you have to distribute that negative and then combine like terms. Alright, that will be the only part that you guys will probably struggle with. And hey, I'm trying to point it out right now. So to model this, here's what I would do. I would probably rewrite all of these because I know this negative 1 or whatever you think of has to go to both of them. So for me personally, I just rewrite the first one and then I'm going to rewrite it. It's going to become a minus 2g cubed minus 4g. Okay, and now I'm just combining like terms. 4g minus 2g is 2g cubed minus 9g. Okay, that's that one. How about this one? One thing I do like is I'm going to keep doing it this way. So I'm just going to rewrite it. 3n squared plus 13n cubed. Alright, so I got to rewrite that somehow. Plus 5n. So then I'm going to have minus 7n. And my other one would be minus 4n cubed. If you had 3n squared plus 9n cubed minus 2n, you're going to get that wrong. This is not the final answer. You got to reorder it. So 9n cubed plus 3n squared minus 2n. This is the correct order because now my powers or my exponents are in decreasing degree. I have cubed, then second, then 1. Alright, make sure you're decreasing that order. Ooh, a blue. Let's try it. I've actually been running through this really fast. Let's try it this way again. So remember, a minus a 4y squared. So that becomes minus 4y squared. And then I also am going to have a minus a negative 9 or minus a minus 9. That's going to become plus 9. Notice how I line these up column-wise so that you can see it's just y squared minus 3y plus 17. Okay, that's all it's going to take. Excuse me. Then this last one, maybe you guys like, ooh, can't see that at all. Minus 8xy plus 3x squared minus 5y. Okay, now should be minus 4x squared plus 2y in minus 6xy. So if you don't know how I got plus 2y, or you don't know how I got minus 4x squared, that's the questions that you got to come ask me after this notes video. Okay, those are incorrect. Now, the reason I did this to you is because I need to know my highest degree here is right here, 3x squared minus 4x squared. That's my highest degree. So I would write minus x squared there. Now, the next one would probably just be the x again because y is degree 1, 2. So minus 8xy minus 16xy. So I would write minus 14xy, and then minus 5y plus is minus 3y. Okay, this would be a final answer. I wanted you to reorder it, or I wrote it in this order because x is the highest degree of 2. Then x, y are both a 1, so I would put that in the middle because y by itself isn't very scary. Alright, last word problem. The total number of public school teachers T consists of two groups, elementary and secondary. So what you need to know is T equals elementary plus secondary. Okay. Now what they did to us is they gave us a teachers and a secondary equation. So we're looking for elementary. So what I would do is I would subtract S in general from both sides, and you would know that elementary equals T minus S. I just flipped that around. Don't make that confuse you. So then elementary is equal to, now I'm going to substitute these equations in. So what I'm saying is all the teachers are either elementary or secondary. Maybe all this confuses you. So just look at this. All the teachers are here. If I subtract the secondaries from them, that's going to equal all the elementary teachers are what's left. So then my teacher's equation is 58N plus 2,401 minus, and this is where we got to know what's going on, 29N plus 949. So right, now I have to distribute this negative, and I'm going to have E equals 58N minus 29N plus 2,401 minus 949. So I rewrote it a little bit. My final answer is going to be elementary equals 29N plus 1452. Okay, so then you you don't have to write a sentence, circle that, and say this is my equation to find elementary teachers. Alright, thanks for listening. Have a beautiful afternoon.